There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace. The word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And actually, we don't have a huge amount of it at the moment, but that's never stopped regular news channels from making programs, and it's not gonna stop me, because there's still some fun, random things to discuss. So let's talk about them. So first up, Jada Toys have shown preview prototype images of their Robocane figure, and this is one that I got kind of a love-hate relationship with because I've been desperately wanting a Robocane action figure, and they've nailed the design. It looks like they've nailed the design, but it's in 3.75 inch kind of scale type size, so he'll probably be about yay big, and that's too small. I want 1/12 scale. That's what all of my collection is in. So hopefully, if this is successful, maybe they'll make a larger version to satisfy that itch. In the meantime, though, it looks like they have nailed all the proportions. Well, not the proportions, that's the problem. Well, it's in proportion at least, just not the size I want. But the details, all the nuances that go on with that really intricate design, it looks very promising. So this guy's going to be about $50, coming out around about September of this year. Hopefully, if there's no delays. But yeah, he looks really, really cool. I hope this opens the door to getting a 1/12 scale one. Sideshow Collectibles always bring the heat, and they've done it again with this Batman Dark Knight's Return statue. It just looks glorious. I'm not even a statue guy. You know me, I'm an action figure person, but when I see stuff like this, I'm like, guys, you gotta come take a look, just because it looks so cool. I'm not even a Batman fan. I'm not a big Dark Knight Returns fan. Bit too gritty and nihilistic for me. But I love the design. The style looks so cool. And what they've done with this statue, it's got the iconic lightning bolt from the Frank Miller cover, and they can put a bulb in there so it actually lights up, so you get that full silhouette type look of Batman jumping down. I love it when people are able to capture and recreate iconic comic book moments and covers, and this looks like they have just nailed it with the amount of sculpting, detail, paintwork. You're paying about 675 clams for it, so you should be getting a decent statue. But yeah, it looks like they've taken every dollar and cents worth that they're getting paid for it and poured it all into making this look so pretty. So pretty. So yeah, I'm never gonna get it, but I wanted to share it with you just because, this thing looks so cool. When the news is quite thin, it's kind of fun because then I do talk about things I normally wouldn't cover, such as this next little item coming up. And I'm so unfamiliar with this, I'm going to read the information blurb straight from the Toy Arc website. So if you want more details, more pictures, go on over and check that out. The figure stands a little over 5 inches tall, and Terry includes 2 swap-out portraits, which is always nice when you can change up what the character actually looks like. I'm all for swapping out heads and faces and portraits. Multiple interchangeable hands as well, a sword, a shield, and a figure stand. So again, lots of bang for your buck. You can really mix this up and play around with how the figure's going to look. The Terry figure is going to be priced at about 8,800 yen, which translates to about $76 US. It's due for release in August of 2022 in Japan, and then hopefully it'll find its way over to, well, maybe not English shores, maybe American shores later in the year. I guess time's going to tell. Let's go back to another gift that just keeps on giving. It is DC McFarlane's Drifter Bruce Wayne from The Batman. Now, this figure has gone up for pre-order, and it's typical McFarlane style. So you got the masked version, and then you got the unmasked version. So if you don't like that little tactic, then I'm afraid you better get used to it, because it doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. The figure, honestly, I gotta say though, in different pictures, I think he looks better than that first promo image. I think whoever chose that first preview pic deserves a slap on the wrist. Not firing or anything. I'm not a monster, but he definitely deserves to be sat down, have a little come to Jesus meeting. Like Ronnie, you're not allowed to choose the promo images anymore, all right? Because some of these other ones, they do look better. It still doesn't look great, but it does look better. What I was really pleased to hear, though, is that the motorbike is a separate item because I might want the bike, because that looks like it'll be really good for dioramas, and I don't want that Bruce Wayne. So the fact you can buy the bike separately, that's a really, really good touch. So honestly, when I see this in store, I can actually get it in hand and take a look, I might be very, very tempted. Not by Bruce though. He doesn't look good. Jada Toys have revealed their glow-in-the-dark Creature from the Black Lagoon figure. This is an Entertainment Earth exclusive, and again, if you're an old Universal Monsters type fan, because we've been talking about them a lot recently with the Frankenstein and Mummy figures from NECA, and then the Turtles mashups as well, so Universal Monsters are kind of big, having a bit of a resurgence, which I'm so happy to see. And this figure, it looks like a lot of fun. Toy Ark had like a special photo shoot up. I need to put like a message like, go and visit Toy Ark, because I get pretty much all my information from here. A little bit from TNI News as well, and then loads of stuff from the Facebook groups where people post things. But I don't ever want to be like, I have the scoop here. No, I have zero scoops. This is all just extra knowledge, but I like sharing it with you because it's like going down to the pub and being like, oh guys, did you see this thing? Except I never go to the pub or talk to people. But, I can do that via a, camera, so why would I? Still, it's a glow-in-the-dark Creature of the Black Lagoon figure, so it looks really cool. Let me read you the Toy Ark blurb. This action figure will retail for $29.99, and the points of interest include: behold, the Creature from the Black Lagoon glows in the dark with exclusive limited edition 6-inch tall action figure. Well, that's what it is. He doesn't come with that. That's what he is. And he's inspired by the 1954 black and white film and includes an alternate head and hand, a harpoon gun, a net, and a bony hand. So Numskull are back with their Doom Eternal figures. Now, I'm not a big fan of like the super deformed, cartoony looking characters, but I appreciate that there's actually a lot of good work and effort and skill and artistry that's gone into them. It's just not my tastes, but they could be yours. And if they are, well, you got 2 more figures to choose from now, both retailing for about $41.99. And honestly, anything that takes some of the visual style of Doom and like puts it out there is just awesome, because I love that franchise with like crazy futuristic sci-fi with evil, demonic, medieval type imagery, mash them all together, and it's super awesome. So these 2 figures now that they've released are the Doom Marauder and Soldier. So if you like the look of these guys, they should be shipping around about April this year. As we all know, McFarlane Toys love their variants, and we're getting 2 more from the Mortal Kombat line. Coming out in March, we're going to have a bloody version of both Kotal Khan and the Joker. Now, I'm not a big bloody version type person. It's like whenever I have a character, I want to have the most iconic kind of perfect version of that. But these bloody versions, they've got, it sounds like I'm just kind of swearing in English, like these bloody versions coming out, taking our other toys' jobs, sitting on our shelves, collecting dust. Who do they think they are? Bloody variants. Anyway, they look kind of fun. It's not my cup of tea, but McFarlane must be making bank off of these, because they are selling, well, everyone gets a bloody version. You get a bloody version. You get a bloody version. So yeah, if you want them, they're going to be out in March. Super 7 have revealed more of their Simpsons figures, and these look really, really cool. They're going to be coming out around about the end of this year, sort of autumn time, or the fall, as you say over in America. I really got chastised by someone when I was younger, and I said the fall, and they were like, you mean autumn? I'm like, yeah, whatever. So yes, these are about $50 each, so they are expensive, but you do get your money's worth. I mean, you can see we've got the 4 ones that have been revealed, and they're just kind of perfect. Again, it's money and space. If I had the money, if I had the space, I would buy the heck out of these, because it looks like they're mining from all the Golden Age Simpsons, series 2 to 8. That's where the real great nostalgia is, and they've done such a good job of capturing these guys. So of course we've got Duffman, we've got Krusty, we've got Bart in his Bartman kind of getup, which is funny because like in the early 90s when The Simpsons first came out, Bartman was like huge. That was on all the merchandising, but we never really got Bartman in the TV show. I mean, there were like a couple of very small references to Bartman. Like in the comic book episode, he dressed up as Bartman because that was before cosplaying was even a thing. They still had like people cosplaying. He's like, I'm Bartman. Never heard of him. But still, we get the Bartman figure, and of course we get Hank Scorpio from one of the most iconic Simpsons episodes ever. So these guys look great. So like I said, in the fall of this year, you can pick them up for about $50. McFarlane, again with the re-releases, are doing a Dark Knight Returns Batman Superman 2-pack. Now these are figures that originally came out in single releases, so there's Batman in his armor, which I think has more of a Dark Knight Returns type comic book color scheme now, that's what I'm trying to say, words are hard. And then there's Superman, who came out with the Build a Horse wave, but they're packed in together and they think they have a... They probably don't think very much. I think that they have a new diorama piece in there. So if you want to be a completist and kind of get all the different pieces and parts, then there is something extra you can get if you do already own those two previous figures. So still, if you own the original releases, there's probably not much there for you. However, if you don't have either, then this is a great way to pick them both up and get some extra diorama parts as well. What's not to like? And finally, in the category of completely random but totally awesome looking, 5K Toys have released images of their new Big Devil figure. And this just looks so cool. I just got Mephisto not long ago, and now I'm thinking, well, he kind of needs a henchman, doesn't he? This guy's just a giant, generic devil demon kind of character and just looks so badass because you could put him anywhere. I could put him on my Mortal Kombat shelf. I could put him on my sort of mystical Mythic Legions type shelf. He just looks so big, mean, and imposing. 5K Toys, they've really been kind of killing the game the last year or so with some really cool looking new releases. So he's going to retail for about $95 and they're taking pre-orders now, and he should be shipping, they say, the second or third quarter of this year. So honestly, I'm thinking, guys, you gotta clear yourselves some shelf space because he just looks big, mean, bad, imposing. You can stack him up next to Spawn or any other kind of like mythical sort of demon fighting characters. I'm kind of excited about this guy. Of a quiet news period when there's not much going on, sometimes that's when you can look between the cracks and find some really cool, more obscure stuff that's not from the big producers like Hasbro or Mattel or McFarlane. And 5K Toys, they're really bringing it this year, so I'm very excited to see what else we get from this company. And folks, that does it for good news for today. It was a bit of a slower news period, but that actually gave us a chance to cover some more random kind of subjects. So I hope you enjoyed that, because it's always fun to kind of go between the cracks and look for the more obscure items. If you did like what you see, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And don't forget to smash that notification bell, because apparently people aren't getting notifications, and we gotta fix that. And if you really want to double down on the channel, you can go over to teespring.com. Check the link in the description below. Get yourselves one of these badass t-shirts. And if you do, send me a picture and I'll put it on the channel or on my social media, because that always, I mark out for that. That's totally awesome. Or if you want to go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, can throw a few shekels my way and see some of the exclusive videos that I've got on offer there. But guys, enough shilling. Until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Chill. Yeah. Coffee. Big time coffee.